Many of our viewers would probably love to see a library like in the Harry Potter movies, with tall spaces, dramatic architecture, and that magical feeling of knowledge everywhere. And yes, there are a few places in Toronto that feel a little bit like that. But today, I want to show you something different, the absolute pearl of architecture and libraries in downtown Toronto, a place I truly love. Libraries have always been part of my life. I spent much of my childhood and youth in libraries. I can honestly say that I grew up in a library. I love reading. I read a lot, almost every interesting book I could find. Some books deeply impressed me, some I don't remember anymore, which is completely normal. But that feeling of being surrounded by books, ideas, silence, and concentration that never leaves you. That is why whenever I enter any library, I feel something special. It is not just a building, it's an atmosphere. This time I was lucky to visit the Toronto Reference Library, located at the intersection of Yonge and Bloor during the Winter Chocolate Festival. Even before I noticed the festival atmosphere, when I stepped inside the building, I was simply amazed by its beauty. The Toronto Reference Library opened to the public in 1977. It was created as the Central Research and Reference Branch of Toronto Library System, which later became the Unified Toronto Public Library in 1998 after the city's amalgamation. The building itself was designed by the Canadian architect Raymond Moriyama. His vision emphasized openness, natural light, and intellectual accessibility, and you feel that immediately when you enter. The structure quickly became an architectural landmark because of its dramatic 5-story atrium with distinctive red railings and a massive skylit roof that fills the interior with natural light. When you stand at the bottom and look up, the space feels almost cathedral-like, but dedicated not to religion, rather to knowledge. When you walk through the library, you don't just enter a building, you step into a vertical world of books, ideas, and quiet concentration. From every level, you can look across the open atrium and see readers, researchers working, and people simply sitting in silence. And the atmosphere, that calm, intellectual energy, it's truly special. Here are some numbers. The Toronto Public Library System holds approximately 10 to 11 million physical items, including books, magazines, DVDs, CDs, maps, and many other materials. Of those, roughly 7 to 8 million are printed books. In addition, the system provides access to more than 1 million ebooks and e-audiobooks, which is a tremendous digital collection. This specific library, the Toronto Reference Library, has more than 1.7 million items on site. It also houses major special collections, rare books, manuscripts, and a large amount of non-research material. That is why this library is very special. It is not just a place to borrow books, it's a true research and intellectual center. If I lived closer to this library, I would probably spend a lot of time here. I love holding books in my hands, I love reading, and I love that special feeling you experience when you are in places like this. There is something very unique about the atmosphere of a great library. What surprised me the most was discovering that my books are here in the library system. Even with a very quick search, we found not only printed editions but electronic versions as well. That truly amazed me. I was deeply impressed and honestly very touched. Of course, this library offers everything, not only for learning and research, but also for comfort. There are small, cozy areas where you can sit quietly. There is also a beautiful cafe. From the smell of fresh pastry and coffee, and from the number of people sitting there enjoying the lunch, I can confidently say it must be very delicious. And right at the entrance from early morning, there was a book sale. That was amazing. It is such a wonderful opportunity to purchase excellent printed books at very affordable prices. Once again, I was surprised by the large number of people standing there, carefully searching, hoping to find something special, maybe even a rare book they had been looking for. Now it's time to go home, but I will definitely come here again. This place truly touched my heart. Every time I walk into a library like this, I feel that the same quiet inspiration I felt as a child. And this is not the end. In Toronto, we also have very special libraries, places that feel almost like something from Harry Potter. Grand spaces, historic interiors, magical atmosphere. And I'm going to show them to you as well. So follow our YouTube channel, stay with us, and I will take you to truly amazing places right here in Toronto and beyond. See you very soon.